Look, I'm gonna be real with you. The creator economy is lying to you. They're not telling you the truth. If you're just chasing ads and creator payouts from these different social media platforms, you don't have a real creator business. Today, I want to break down exactly what it looks like to have a profitable creator business and dominate the creator economy. What's up, creators? Welcome back to the channel. Before I get started, hit that subscribe button. It's free. It costs you nothing. Like the video. Really appreciate that. Hit that hype button if you can. Get us in the algorithm. Thank y'all for tuning in. Now, today I gotta talk about this because it frustrates me to see so many creators facing this. Every day I see more creators complaining about not making money on TikTok or not making money on X. You can't be a creator and have a creator business and rely on these social platforms to pay you out. You can't do that because if they want to, they can just not pay you anything. There's little recourse that you have. Yeah, you could sue them and all of that stuff. It's going to be a long process, but it's a headache, right? And you probably won't get anything. They're multi-billion-dollar corporations. You're probably not winning that. So I say, don't even lean on them in the first place. And this is across every social platform. I see so many creators that are relying on something like X or TikTok. Like what they do is when the social platform is losing its juice or whatever, they pay creators more. They're going to give you more money. And as soon as they see the activity going up, the screen time, people are getting more addicted, then they stop paying creators. TikTok's creator program looked really good at first, right? And over time, we've seen it fall off a cliff. It's on that downside. And that's on purpose. They don't want to pay you out as a creator because that takes money away from their company. They keep more of the money that you help them make because the advertisers are paying for that attention. So let go of that. Get off of that slop trap. And then another issue I have is with these people telling you about the automation and use YouTube automation and just do it this way with all of these different AI slop traps. Get off of all of that. It's not going to help you. That's just the truth. It's not going to be the thing that helps you make real money and be profitable. But I'm going to give you something that these other guru people, they're not going to tell you. See, the solution is to solve a problem. That's the answer. What people have been doing the last 3 to 5 years is following the Gary V model. Remember when he started talking about post content, posting nonstop, just keep on posting? The problem is everybody's just posting. And now we got AI. You can post more and more slop, more and more crap. That's not going to make you profitable. It just means you're posting. That's why so many people end up getting burnt out because there's no real method to it. What you got to do is take a step back and think about solving a problem. You could post less content if it was better and it was more focused on actually helping somebody. Think about those channels you see on YouTube where people are like mechanics and they're always showing people, here's how you fix this, here's how you do this or that. They build audiences. You know, people who are doing book reviews or movie reviews, they can build an audience. That's educating people about a purchasing decision or the entertainment. It's a conversation. That's solving a problem, right? When you make content, it's not about just putting content out. It has to have a real purpose behind it. And when you say I'm going to put out 100 videos in a week and treat content like it's full time, you're not actually executing at the level that you think you are. You're just putting out more slop. It would be better for you to plan for a week and then produce content for a week so you can post for an entire month than to just post everything and just post nonstop. And the best part about providing solutions in your content is then it perfectly segues to a real solution where people pay you for the solution. If that is a course or consulting or some kind of software or something, you are at the next level of solving that problem because after you put out 100 videos talking about solving this one problem, when you do put out a product, it's kind of like the next phase, right? And most people are going to understand that. That's what you should be focused on. But if you just put out 100 random ass videos, you're not really going to go anywhere. I think you got to take a step back and start to solve the problems. I've been able to make money online for years without having a massive audience, without having a consistent email list, to be honest, but by focusing on solving problems. I have testimonials from over the years from people I work with. I focus more on helping the people that come into my world and that connect with me and solving their problems. I don't focus on trying to get as many followers as possible because I realized early on that that doesn't matter. Recently, I built a product on Lovable. I vibe coded a tool and it's helping a lot of people. It's that simple. I found a problem that people have and I'm solving that problem. And I'll give you some insight on this. When I decided to solve a problem for startup founders, I went and talked to over 100 startup founders. Before I built any product, before I made any content, I actually went and did research with my customers first. Then I went and built the product. Then it was super easy to build because I knew exactly what they wanted. Now I had to make some changes, iterations based on their feedback and stuff, which is obvious, but it's still been a very simple process compared to if I just went and made it by myself. And now I have a very profitable product. I do some consulting. I'm at more events. I have insane partnerships with universities and I work with accelerators and VC firms and stuff. It's incredible. None of that happens if I don't focus on solving a problem. And if you want to be a creator like this that builds an actual creator business, you got to join us in our community in the making. We're taking it to the next level, giving you all the insights, answering every question. I'm bringing in the people who have paid creators $100 million, right? The brands who spend, 50 grand a month paying content creators, the UGC content, all of that. All those people speak in our community and will be answering your questions. So you got to check it out. So here are 3 things you can do today if you want to get started on a real creator business. Number 1 is a winning metric. You need to know what the exact outcome is you can offer the ideal customer you're working with. For me, when I work with startup founders, I know 100% I'm trying to get you fundable. That's the outcome. What does that look like? Making sure you complete the fundability assessment and that framework, and then even connecting you with investors, whether it's angel investors or venture capitalists. I have a whole list, a database full of investors who want to deploy capital to founders who are fundable. I get you there. Simple outcome. That is my winning metric. So I measure the success of my brand by how much I'm doing that, how often I'm doing that. If I'm not doing that, then I'm unsuccessful. I got to get that person their money back. Number 2 is to build a distribution engine. For me, my show Next Round Ready is actually the podcast. In our season 3 from January to the middle of March, we put out about 50 episodes and reached thousands and thousands of people. It was insane, like ridiculous numbers. And because of that, that led to a lot of opportunities for myself. I helped a lot of founders. I helped a lot of founders get connections. I helped a lot of investors. I even have a nice little role with a VC firm now. Like the game is changing. The key with distributing is not trying to be everywhere at once. If you're going to do YouTube and a podcast, that's like a perfect alignment. But even then, I'm focusing more on a YouTube channel now than the podcast. The third thing is a high value referral. This is where you essentially take that winning metric we talked about and you put it in an overdrive with one person. One, right? So if you're a fitness trainer, you got to have one person that you work with, you help them lose like 100 pounds. That is one of those insanely valuable referrals. Or on the other side, you can get somebody that's really popular to sing your praises. Like if you work in marketing and you help Shopify stores grow and increase their conversion rate or whatever, perfect. Get a popular store to work with you, you improve their click-through rate and whatever it is, and boom, that's going to make you sell a lot easier. So whatever that winning metric is, you want to get a referral where you can have at least one person who had a dramatic result or a super popular person because that gives you insane leverage on the marketplace. My main piece of advice is to be more valuable to the marketplace. Don't focus so much on dancing for the crowd and trying to hype for attention and get a bunch of clicks and views because at the end of the day, none of that is useful. What's really useful is being known for solving a problem, being known for being useful. When people know they can come to you for a specific solution, your creator business is going to go to a next level. You just don't be looked at as an influencer anymore. You're a real content creator with a significant brand. So thank you for tuning in. If you did not, make sure you hit that subscribe button, bro. It's free. Like the video. It's free. It don't cost you nothing. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next time.